So, welcome. I'm so finally getting a chance to put a face with a name. Some of y'all know me. I'm Dr. Tyler. You don't know me, you probably heard from me or had a call from me or email from me or call and harass you or something. I probably did something. All right? But it's good for me to put a face with a name with you all. This is our Title III orientation. Let me say, because some of y'all called me about this, this is different than your department's orientation. Okay? Some departments, biology for instance, they have an orientation for their GAs, like to give them their assignments. Okay? That's different from this. Okay? You have this orientation because I pay you. Yeah, I can't wait to get all these Christmas gifts. Okay? I pay you. Just to be clear, you all, other than POTUS, Marjorie, you all have, I'm talking to non-POTUS now, so non-biology, engineering, and physical therapy. You all have a supervisor, Dr. Guthrie, Ms. Tiffany Stewart, that you all get y'all direct daily tasks from, okay? It's a hard line. You a dotted line to me. I would never call you all and say, I need you to do A, B, and C, other than when I'm saying maybe I need you to send me some information because we need it for the federal government. Or I'll call you and say, I need you to bring me your signed contract, right? Your dotted line to me. I would never call any of you all, other than POTUS, and ask you to do any task. You don't have to call me when you are not going to come to work. You don't need to come any of that, okay? So I want to, because some of you all called me kind of unclear as to what your role is with your, that's why I invited advisors and supervisors, so they can understand, especially some of the new supervisors, to distinguish between me and them. I would never call y'all to do tasks or anything like that. Only in terms of your pay and your time and effort is where your accountability for me is, all right? So again, I'm Dr. Tyler. I'm with Title III. I am the PI over the HBGI POTUS Fellowship Grant, and I want to introduce some of my colleagues. They're in the room that you probably won't interact with them, but a lot of your paperwork will go through them, okay? So we have our Assistant Director of Title III, Ms. Marjorie Seward. Some of y'all probably have heard from her or heard about her. All right, that's Marjorie. And we have Paquita Green. And Paquita is the one that when I get all of you all's contracts and I'll make sure they're all right, this is who I send it to, and she's the one responsible for uploading all of your information. So she's really the main person right here. Y'all want to make sure y'all give me, just kidding. And then Dr. Sims, who is our boss, will be there because she's on the agenda for number 4, the time and effort reporting. She wants to do that because that's very crucial. Because when we have to report to the federal government to make sure you all doing your 20 hours and all that stuff, that's where your time and effort. And then you will receive, is it once a year? Are we still doing once a year for that time and effort? Twice a year. Okay, so twice a year, you all will receive an email from Ms. Green. Time and effort. It'll be an Adobe sign, and I'm not going to go too much in detail because I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but I just want to explain in case she doesn't slip out. It'll come from her, time and effort, and what you're doing is you're affirming that you're doing your 20 hours. Because that information then goes over to the federal government, okay? All right, so just to put it in perspective, but Dr. Sims will be down here to talk around about 10:30 or so about time and effort, okay? So again, I'm Dr. Tyler. Also, real quick, I want to introduce the people in my staff, my suite. This is Sheila. Miss Sheila. Oh, Sheila. So many of y'all probably heard from Sheila, either setting up an interview with me or anything like that. Sheila's my right arm. Many times you're going to hear from her before you hear from me. Because I'm going to be like, Sheila can't do that for me because I'm going in like 50 million ways. Okay? You give Miss Sheila the same respect as you give me. Okay? Absolutely, you give Miss Sheila the same respect they give me. Okay? And then my illustrious, come on up here. My right arm, my other arm, that's my right arm, she's my left arm. And then I got 2 more left arms. One's here, I'm going to introduce him in a minute. And one, got nervous. Is she here yet? No, she will not be here. Okay. She may not be my left arm then. Rihanna. is one of my GAs in my office. You may not interact with Rihanna unless we're doing research. Rihanna's my research GA, so we do a lot of research. So you'll see her that. David, we got a man in the house. You know, my kid's always been all women. I said, yeah, hire me a man. I gotta get a man in here. David, stand up. David's starting with us on September 1st. So he will be, for POTUS, he will be one of the programming GAs. And then, of course, I just heard my other one. I'm going to find out in a minute why she's not here, is my other one. Because y'all know Jasmine graduated, and I encouraged Jasmine to go on to get a PhD, so she's at Mississippi State getting her PhD. Okay, so that's my office. Any questions? Okay, very informal, please, as we go. Okay. There are 3 grants in Title III, right? There's the HBCU, SAFRA, and HBGI. So I'm just going to go over them really high level. It's really not important per se that you know what grant you need to, well, I guess it is. It's sort of a little important that you know which grant you're on. So we have HBCU, which Ms. Seward is over, okay? We have HBGI, which I am over. And then we have SAFRA, which Dr. Abo is over. She's not here, but her right arm is here, Mrs. Shante. She's in the back, okay? Mainly if you're an HBCU, you deal with undergraduate. Well, HBCU and SAFRA, it's all undergraduate stuff. So those of you all with Ms. Dr. Guthrie, with Ms. Tiffany Stewart, and Dr. Hemmendahl, and Dr. Martin, all of you all on HBCU, okay? If you are part of SPURS, which really is Lois and Harifa, right? Lois and Harifa are the only ones on SAFRA. You're on SAFRA, so you're dealing with Dr. Abo's office, okay? And then everybody else is with me, okay? That's the POTUS Fellows, all right? POTUS Fellow, HBGI, is the graduate arm of our 3 grants. So primarily everything we do as relates to HBGI, which is the POTUS Fellowship, is all graduate. You notice I don't do anything with undergrad, okay? So that's how you distinguish it. HBCU, SAFRA, HBGI, okay? All right, any questions about that? Like I said, it's really not important, but it's just good information to know, okay? But all 3 pools programs come together to form Title III, okay? Any questions about that? No, Dr. Thomas. You can call your comment. Any question about that? Oh, Dr. Sims. This is Dr. Sims I talked about earlier. Hey, Dr. Sims. And again, she'll talk about time and effort, okay? So, to give her time to set up. So, everybody in your packet, hopefully try to even be signals with this, it should go in order. Pull out your expectation, or actually pull out your contact form. The contact form looks like, our camera, he's called. This, contact, and then the expectation.
Okay, she's wanting you to pull it.
Okay, so on this, and you can do this while we're talking, I'm gonna need this to be filled out. The contact. Name, T number. I know some of you all who have been with me before have done it, but y'all be moving and all that stuff, numbers be changing. I need updated information. Expectation, any expectation. Contact expectation. Before you leave, don't leave. These are 2 of 5 forms we'll need back. If you know your advisor, which says HBGI only, academic research advisor, I need to know that. For physical therapy, you can put Dr. Charles' name, but you can also put who you assigned to. You all have 2 accountabilities. Biology needs to put your research advisor. Biology, Engineering, put the person that when you all get ready to order your supplies, that's the person whose signature needs to be on that form. That's who I need. And those of you who also are Dean Hargrove, you can put in too, but I need the person who's gonna sign your supply form, that's who I need. Okay? So simultaneously, so we keep moving, is that we're gonna go over this expectation checklist. Okay? So, aside from you interviewing with me and being the right fit for the department you were assigned to, there are other requirements to hold a GA-ship. Some of these are per the university, and then some of them are per our department, and things that we need to make sure are happening or you are aware of your expectations as we try to comply with the federal government, okay? So, in the past, okay, okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
No.
I'm really feed right into what you were just talking about.
Okay, all right. So we'll stop, hold on, go ahead and do the contact, and we'll come back once Dr. Sim finishes and do the expectation, okay? Because this is very important,
It is, and I want you to concentrate on it.
okay? All right, so with further ado, we'll turn it over to Dr. Sims.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. As Dr. Tyler explained to you, we have 3 grant activities that make up Title III. Our 2017-22 HBCU, which is undergraduate. Our 2015-20, which is SAFRA, which is also undergraduate. And then the 2014-19 graduate program. Now, I want to tell you about Title III administration. She's told you about the 3 grants. But our office is responsible for all programming, operations, and for fiscal management of the funding that Tennessee State receives from the feds for Title III. The methodology that we use to disperse funds is via the assignment of an activity objective. So when you ask for money for a particular project that you're doing, or you're asking for supplies to run your particular whatever you're trying to do in terms of your experiment, it has to be tied to the overall objective of what this grant is about. We do that through a comprehensive development plan, and that's what we have to stick to. That's what we gave the feds, and we have to stick to that comprehensive development plan. And what it does is it targets areas for improvement, and that's what we have to do. Now, I just want to give a brief idea of our undergraduate program. Some of you are part of PASS. We're passionate about student success. How many of you are part of the PASS program? Meaning that you are a GA with Dr. Himadahl, or you are a GA with Dr. Martin, or you're a GA with me. Okay, some of those folks, okay. Then we also have the next one, which would be SAFRA. We have a SPUR program, which is Student Progression for University Retention, and Pathfinders. And both of these are focused on academic completion coaching. How many of you are with SPUR? Or with Dr. Abo, or with Ms. Ashante? Those are the persons that are with that program. Then the next program would be HBGI. That's our graduate programming. And it provides opportunities for African American students to pursue graduate, not just graduate, doctoral degrees in STEM or in some science. So we have 4 disciplines. We also have another grant in the HBGI, which is optimizing institutional technology. So you all are part of preparing our tomorrow uniquely in STEM. How many of you are POTUS folks? And if you can tell, we love acronyms. So, so with the POTUS, and you can see we have our own little icon, and we have everybody represented. We have the folks we have the wheelchairs for physical therapy, we have the beakers and the microscopes for our folks in biology, and then we have some building, things in there for the people that are in engineering. So we know that we only have these activities. Now, we also provide funds to the library so that you can have access to the databases that you need to conduct your research. And we provide some monies to distance education so that some of your coursework can be online. So those are the things that we do. Now, The main thing that you need to understand about Title III administration is the difference between supplementing and supplanting, okay? Now, supplement means to add to enhance, to make better, to make something new. But supplant means to take the place of or replace. We cannot replace what is already there, okay? So for example, if you say that, you know, I need a whole new electron microscope, just because you don't like the one that the university already has, we can't do that. That would be supplanting. You understand the difference? So we can supplement everything that the university does for you, but we can't supplant. Okay, we do these by regulations, and you know, of course, all of you all are researchers, so you might want to research this, but these are the federal regulations that we use. It is the Omnibus Circular A87. Okay, next slide. Now, the other thing is that we have to make sure things are allowable. That's what we do. You ask, but it has to be considered necessary, reasonable, and allocable. And when we say that, that's why when you fly on us, we don't send you first class. You have to fly coach. Okay, I mean, when we send you places, how many of you have been on a conference already? Okay, did you fly coach or you drove, right? That's what we can afford. We consider that reasonable. So we're not going to send you first class. And sometimes you're not going to be able to stay in a conference hotel if the conference hotel is $500. You might have to stay in the hotel down the street walk for a half a block. Okay? That would be reasonable, right? But it is necessary for you to go because we do want you to continue education. So everything has to be necessary, reasonable, and we have to make sure that it's not prohibited by state or federal law, which means we can't pay for alcohol or we can't pay for food. Okay? So when you go to your hotel, if you get room service, you need to make sure you get 2 bills. That one bill that you can turn in for your room and board that we can reimburse you for, and that other bill that you have to keep for yourself. I do it myself all the time, always. Hotels, never mind, they will give you 2 bills, okay? Now, let me tell you a few more things you need to know. We have a management by objectives. That's the systematic way in which we organize and we approach our activity directors to make sure that we are achieving our goals. In your case, that's Dr. Tyler for the HBGI folks. And for the HBCU folks, that's whoever is your activity director. That's the person that will turn in all of these management by objectives so that we know they're meeting their goals, okay? Now, for you all, time and effort is extremely important because each one of you have to give us 20 hours a week, right? You signed a contract. It said 20 hours a week. It did not say 18. It didn't say 10. It didn't say 30. It said 20 hours a week. And that 20 hours a week is mandated by the federal government in terms of the fact that we have to verify labor charges, okay? Now, we must be able to account for that time. That's why she's asking you for the names of your supervisors and the name of the people that you're working with, because that's the person that has to relate to us and say, yes, this graduate student did perform the duties that they needed to for the 20 hours, okay? Now, you want to know that it has to be verified firsthand, and you have to sign a timesheet. And it is an electronic sheet that you have to sign. Now, I want you to understand, next slide, please, that there's a difference between payroll distribution and time and effort. This is one of the things that people have a really hard time saying. They say, well, I work my 20 hours and I got my paycheck. That's not what we're concerned about. We're concerned about your effort. You have to give us 20 hours worth of effort. Is that clear? Do you understand the difference that I'm asking you? I'm not telling you to trade dollars for hours. I'm asking you to trade effort for dollars. It's a big difference because you can sit there on your, you can sit there and do nothing for 20 hours and that's trading dollars for hours. But when you're doing those 20 hours worth of time, we want your effort because we want you to progress. We want you to move forward. And that's not just a verification of the fact that you were there and you got a payroll and I got to check a box on a payroll. That is related to your effort in terms of meeting the goals and objective of this project. Okay, next. All right, this is also required by the federal government, and we have to do this time and effort certification. And if we fail to adequately document this, there are many universities that have had to pay money back Because if we're not able to document your time and effort, we have to pay money back to the feds. I don't want to give anybody any money back. The U.S. Treasury doesn't need any money that we have, it's already been awarded. We don't want to give any back, okay? And we certainly don't want to give any back because someone didn't put forth the effort that we asked you to. You do realize that you all are the cream of the crop when it comes to the graduate assistantships that we have here at the university. I know for many of you, in terms of the POTUS, we pay your tuition, we pay your stipend, we even give you supplies. Do you all know how wonderful that is? Yes. Do you all, can you appreciate that? And for those of you who aren't for those of you who are grad assistants, for those of you who are grad assistants that are not necessarily those that are receiving tuition, do you know how wonderful it is to work within your field? I mean, take Stacey Ann, for example. She's my grad assistant. She has an additional certification before she even finishes her degree that we were able to get her. Isn't that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's going to look great on her resume. Beautiful. Because we want to make sure that everyone has what they need to make you stand out in the marketplace. That's the whole goal of you being a graduate assistant, so that you will have another edge and it will give you another bargaining chip in the marketplace when you get out of this university. Okay, because we've submitted this proposal. We think we have the budget to be able to give all of the master's students $2,600. From 18 to 26, and from the doctoral students from 21 to 3,000.
Oh!
All of that is still contingent on, it is still contingent on, getting all approvals at all levels. So, but I feel really good about it, and I wanted to go ahead and share that news because I know some of you are going to be wondering why you only got a 1-month contract. And that's the reason, because that's, our grant year starts October 1st. So many of you will have a 1-month contract from September 1st to September 30th. And then when everything is approved, we'll get the October budget will be from October 1st to May for most of you. And then some of you will be, like my DPT people, it'll be October all the way through September, okay? So I wanted you all to know part of the reason we're getting to do this is the last year of this grant. HBGI. This is the last year of HBGI. And so we will be rewriting that grant. We will be, working on getting additional funding, but all of you realize that the people in HBGI, this is the last year of that grant. We'll talk about that later. So she's going to talk about that later. Okay, I appreciate you all. I want to make sure that if you have any questions of me, I know some of you back there that have budgets, you might want to say, where's that money come from? Is she going to get this? We're going to make sure that it's in your budget. I've had some activity directors that are back there with their eyes wide open, like, oh my God, you didn't tell us that. So yes, we want to make sure, Shantae, we'll make sure that everything is in your budget to cover your graduate assistance. Okay. Anybody, any other questions? Activity directors here? Oh, I've got another activity director over there. We'll make sure that, the money's in your budget to cover the grad assistance. But I'm still not ready to make a public announcement because we're just trying to make sure that we are trying to meet the cost of living changes that are going on in Nashville. And, it really has been, I know, difficult for you all because we haven't raised our stipends in about, how long is mine?
Probably about 6-7 years.
About 6 or 7 years. So we know in Nashville it's exploded in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
So we really do want to make sure that we try to give you all the best that we have. Okay? All right. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, you talk about effort. I know the biology, and I know we're coming out like experiment, especially time course. One time course experiment can be 12 hours depending to 36. That's still in that 20 effort when you mean like, I think I heard that don't go over.
No, I'm not saying you can't go over. I'm just saying that you have to do 20. Yeah, when I was a grad assistant, I was always the one that had those terminal experiments. My animal was the macaque. and we would have those terminal experiments. And of course, you know, that meant you started at like 11 o'clock at night, and you know, that animal did not expire till about 5:30 the next morning, and you had to do the slices, and, you know, so I do understand you all biology folks, you know, I'm a neuroscientist by training, so I understand, you know, believe me. So I don't have much trouble with you all work experiments going on. We have more, I really more was talking to the other folks that have to do with various other types of experiments. Okay? So you okay? Y'all have any other questions?
Any more questions, Dr. Sims? Okay. All right. So y'all happy? Y'all should be good to go now. $3,000. I'm gonna need some money. I'm gonna need $3,000. Okay. All right. So let's go to the expectation, because now that y'all possibly gonna get that, we gotta see what you gotta do to keep that. How about that? All right. So let me. Hold this. Nobody did. So. Okay, expectation sheet. We're going to step through this quickly, but line by line. Let me tell you why we're going to do this. And you're going to initially beside every blank. Because it's unfortunate that we have, over time, over time, we've had to unfortunately remove people from our roster of GAs. And in several cases in the past, that happened in a minute, students have said, oh, you didn't tell us that in orientation? Like, yes, I did, right? Then I came up with the expectation that I had you all read and just sign at the bottom. Then just recently, we had to let another student go, and he said, you didn't tell us that. Yes, I did. So now, and this again, this covers me to make sure that when I have to stand accountable before Dr. Sims and the president's office, when it comes down to a student and my word, now you all will have to initial each line. It's not enough now for me to say, y'all read this and you understand the requirements and you sign on the bottom. You will initial beside each one and you will sign the bottom. Okay? I need to still do this. 1 second. I'll get back to each time. Okay. First, again, unconditional admission. I know this because I've already checked all of y'all GPAs. Some of you all need to talk to because nobody's GPA is bad, but you're below the 9 hours. As you see, you must take 9 hours. Physical therapy, 15, fall and spring. Summer, you must take 6 if you're on a 12-month contract. Physical therapy takes 9. Physical therapy students take 9. You must do that. I do check. I make it my intention to check. I check before registration, I check after registration. I check before we drop the drop add date, and I check after the drop add date. Because what was happening in the past, students would take 9 hours, they get in a class they couldn't handle, they drop, and then they're down to 3 and 6 hours. No, we check. Please know that.
Dr. Tyler, as far as the summertime, what if you've taken all the courses that were offered, you can't retake them?
Okay, let me talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Let me go high level first, then I'll
Okay.
come down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is a university requirement. You must be a full-time student in order to have a graduate assistantship. Okay, so it's 9 and 6. If you're on a 9-month, then yours will probably end around May 30th. You'll leave for the summer. You are guaranteed your assistantship when you come back. Okay, there's one caveat to that we'll talk about in a minute. That's every student is evaluated. So right now, we all gonna stay on the good side that every student had a good evaluation. So if you leave in the summer for any reason, your assistantship is held when you come back. Okay, it's not taken away from you unless your supervisor or I for POTUS deem it not necessary for you to come back for whatever reason. You come back automatically, so you don't have to worry about that, your assistantship. Unlike some assistantships here at the university, it's an annual applying every year. You do not. Typically, unless you do something that goes against these expectations or your GPA drops, you keep this assistantship until you graduate. Okay? There's no reapplying or anything like that. Okay? right? That's why it's sort of kind of hard when Dr. Sims said you're cream of the crop. You are. I was swamped yesterday with people trying to get these seats. Swamped. Okay? There's nobody on this university paying what we pay. There's a state, they pay $700, they do pay your tuition. They do pay your tuition. But we don't pay tuition. Of course, now we're trying to increase the amount. Okay? So let's go over this really quickly. 3.0, 9 credit hours. DPT signed it anyway, even though I know it says 9. This is a boilerplate. I know you 15 and 9. You're on lock and step anyway. You can't take anything less than that. So go ahead and initial. Number 2, graduate assistants are university employees as well as students. You're expected to meet every instructional, research, administrative obligation. So a couple of years ago, the university did a module. What was like a sexual harassment thing? Yeah, it was like a survey, and it had to go out. And unbeknownst to us, you are, because you signed a contract, you all are part-time employees of the university, okay, even though you are students. But you're in the system because you signed a contract. And if y'all, I know like Mimi, y'all remember, I sent that link out to y'all. You had to do that sexual harassment, all right? So if that ever comes up again, it's important to know that you really are employees of the university. You don't get the benefits or anything like that. But because you signed a contract in HR, you are an employee. So when the university rolls certain things out, they will tell us this includes graduate assistants who sign contracts, and we will forward that information on to you. So check that, initial that you understand that you are an employee of the university, okay? Graduate assistants must be full-time students working 20 hours a week. We just talked about that, so I won't go into much detail with that. Graduate assistants may not teach or carry any undergraduate credits unless approved. I had to carry to that, but no undergraduate credits. You cannot teach, and let me tell you the story behind that. We had a student about 4 years ago. She had a graduate assistantship in a UNIV 1000 class, which is like a entry course for freshmen, and they pay doctoral students sometimes that they used to. I think they sort of stopped now to teach that class. She was teaching that class. You cannot hold 2 assistantships or 2 jobs at the university, okay? So if any of you all, because I'm dealing with this with one of our students now, sign a contract other than mine, I need to see you. Because what we need to do is we need to, if you're going to accept this assistantship, we're going to need to do a corrected contract on that one and backdate you till August 31st so that your September 1st will kick in. Okay? Cannot hold 2 assistantships at the university. You can have an outside assistantship all day long, and I'll help you get them. I mean, get that money. I ain't even mad at you. But you cannot hold 2 at the university. Okay? I just know one student who that is happening to. If there's anybody else, please let us know, because we need to get with whoever you're working with now to do a corrected contract. Otherwise, your one with me will stop. It won't go through because you have an active contract. Okay? Just let us know. Initial there if you understand that. Graduate assistants are expected to adhere to all policies, regulations, university, Title III administration. What that says is, if you're working with Mr. Robert over there, Dr. Guthrie, Ms. Tiffany, anybody, that is your supervisor. And so what they say goes. You need to follow those rules. You need to follow university rules. Okay? You need to follow our rules. Time and effort. If you're supposed to work 20 hours a week, work 20 hours a week. Please know that I check. Host knows, I check. Some of y'all don't even know I check. I'm calling supervisors like, how they doing? I'm walking into classrooms, labs, I check. Okay? Graduate assistants are voluntary, who voluntarily resign from their position, should communicate that with the intent in writing. That is very important. Let me tell you the story behind that. There's a story behind each one of these. We had a student who got sick probably back in April. Was it March? Like April? Probably even March. And you're going to hear in a minute where every one of you are evaluated by your supervisor every year. So I send the evaluation out 1st of April, so it must have been like March. I get the evaluation back, the supervisor tells me, oh, he ain't been here since February. Well, how he ain't been since February? I've been paying him since February. Well, he got sick, he got some kind of illness, he got illness, got sick, had to withdraw from the university, or he took incomplete, I think it was, he took incomplete, but he was hospitalized or something. Well, how you be hospitalized and work 20 hours a week? And we've been paying you for the last 2 months. No one told us. Student didn't notify us, the supervisor didn't notify, no, we didn't know. So here we are scrambling, trying to cover us, because like we didn't pay somebody who's sitting at home for 2 months. And as Dr. Sim just said, I mean, this is federal money. Like, she ain't say it. I know I don't look good in orange, even though you like orange. I know she don't look good. She always says that. She don't look good in orange, okay? So, let us know. No harm, no foul. Because guess what? Like I told you, I was bombarded yesterday with people wanting to be in those seats. Just let us know. Cool. Correct the contract, back a date to when's your last day? When you gonna be your last day? I have no problem with correct the contract, because guess what? I got like 10 other students knocking on my door, begging for these positions. Just let us know, okay? That is the responsible, mature thing to do. Okay? Initial that if you understand that. I even gave you my email. For those of y'all don't have it. If you ever want to, who don't want that assistantship right now? Just raise your hand. Y'all still have donuts on your way out. Just raise your hand. Graduate assistants who are to attend seminars. Okay, so I created a seminar series. POTUS is required. Everyone else, it's not mandated, but it's highly encouraged that we did seminars, bring speakers in. Even within your departments, we give the departments money, bring speakers in. Attend those if you can. Your supervisors, and they will be having a meeting with Dr. Sims in September. They'll also hear this. So if you go to them and tell them that you want to go to a Title III seminar, they should let you go. Now, they may tell you you have to make it up, but they should let you go, okay? Initial that's just saying POTUS is mandatory for you all. Everyone else, it's highly encouraged.
Do you have the dates for the fall?
I do not, we'll talk about that in hours. Yeah, we'll talk about more in hours. I need y'all help on that. Okay? Sign contracts. I don't understand. You can't get paid if you don't sign the contract. Why is it that we send some of y'all emails? It ain't none of y'all in the room. Ain't none of y'all in the room. That we send you emails and like, contract is ready in HR, and y'all don't go sign them. Oh, we had to let someone go. That young man did not go sign his contract. HR called us. ABC's contract been here for over 30 days. I'm like, he don't want to work, so we scratch him. He ain't working no more. Sign your contracts, okay? There is a timeline in HR, and they will notify us. They'll notify Ms. Green. They'll notify Ms. Green. She's okay. Ms. Green, and they'll notify Ms. Stewart that you haven't signed your contracts yet. And then they notify me, and then I got to send out emails. What do you mean? Like, get over there and sign your contract, okay? Once you sign that contract, you must bring me a copy. Me a copy. We will hunt you down to bring me a copy. Or Sheila, Miss Sheila. Either me or Miss Sheila. Miss Sheila, not me, it's Miss Sheila. You can scan it in, you can fax it in, you can bring it in. We love to see y'all happy faces. Bring it in would be great. We don't care, but we need a copy. Because Ms. Stewart and Ms. Green got to do what they need to do. And they need a signed copy. We can't get a federal government a contract that ain't signed. It's like going to buy a car. If you don't sign a piece of paper, that car ain't yours. Okay? So we give that and do that in good faith because you will start getting paid. That's why we got to hunt you down to get that signed contract. So they can stay audit ready. We all can stay audit ready, okay? Signed contract. We'll send you email. It's a hit and miss in terms of is HR sending them or they still just sending them to us? Remember one time we sent it to the students and us? Just to us now, okay, so just to us, and I will send you, I or Ms. Green, somebody from our office will send you an email to say, go sign your contract. Sign your contract, bring it over to us. Initial that if you click on that. Any question on that? Number 10, continuation of the assistantship is based on satisfactory annual review. So in your packet is an evaluation form, pull it out. I'm a firm believer that anybody who is evaluated should always know how they're being evaluated. So I have given you a sample copy of what goes to your supervisors. POTUS comes to Dr. Barreto and Dr. Charles, and they probably gonna give it to your research advisor. Biology goes to Dr. Johnson and your advisor. Engineering goes to Dean Hofgrove. Dr. Williams and your advisor. Dr. Guthrie will get hers. Tiffany Stewart will get hers. Everybody's supervisor will get theirs. Okay? That's done in April. We get those back. Those are tallied. If you don't hear anything from me, you are A-okay. In terms of if you leave for the summer, coming back, you're A-okay. If you hear something from me around that time frame and I'm telling you to come in, that means you're not A-okay. Because you got a certain score. Okay? So like it. You got a certain score and you gotta come into me. Doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna lose your assistantship, depending on what the feedback is. We have removed some students because of the feedback. Okay? Sometimes it's just students need a little help with time management. Sometimes students are having some personal issues and they just need to talk. You know, I've had students come in, been told a whole bunch of stuff. Some of it is just needing someone to listen, to offer them advice. Okay? I do very much so, POTUS knows, intrusive mentoring. I get all up in there. I want to know. Right? It's private between me and you. But sometimes you need that extra person outside of your advisor, your academic, you know, somebody who's like, you know, I need you to lay it all out. Okay? If I can help in any way, I'm always there. Okay? It's when we don't know, is when it's issue. Okay? I've had pregnancies, I'm about to get married, planning for a wedding, I've had, you know, all kind of stuff. So it don't matter. It's just between me and you, doesn't go anywhere. But my job is to ensure that you are successful. That's ultimately my job. Each one of you are successful. Not that I don't care about anybody else, but my main concern are those of you all sitting in this room, that you're successful. And anything that I can do, we can do, we're gonna do that to make sure you all are successful. You gotta do your part, you gotta let us know, okay? So the evaluation, you evaluate it, and again, depending on the evaluation, is whether or not you will continue or not, okay? We've only had to put one student out because of poor evaluation. All right? So just, that's how you're gonna be assessed, so you'll know. So, are you doing your 20 hours? Are you coming to work on time? Are you calling in when you can't be there? Are you trying to leave early all the time? Are you on the phone all the time? Those kind of things, no. We're professionals. Okay? No, no, no. POTUS, you all can read. The last one is for POTUS only. You all know the assistantship is only for 4 years. PT, 3 years. Yeah. Okay. Initial that. If you're not POTUS, you just scratch through it, put NA or something like that if you're not POTUS. Sign and date that. Ms. Sheila or Rihanna will come pick those up. So we get back.
So does the master count for the sixth grade?
No. It can. Yeah, it can. Because you get credit hours for that, right? Yeah. I said that before. Okay? Any questions?
I do.
I hear I do. Yes. No, Marty.
I just want to be sure that everyone's, I'm not
Hold
sure
on a second. Ms. Martin, you got a question?
that everyone's clear about the difference between POTUS and a regular graduate assistant.
Okay,
You want
so
to
let me-
explain that a little bit?
Yes, so let me
Because
stop
people
there.
do have
So,
questions
remember the
about
3
that.
grants we talked about? I said one was graduate assistants and the other 2 were undergrad. So, the biggest difference, well, not the biggest, one of the differences is grad and undergrad, okay? One other key difference is STEM, non-STEM. So if you're in a STEM field here at TSU, so biology, and you're at the doctoral level, biology, physical therapy, and engineering. They are considered POTUS. POTUS, you know, POTUS is a short name for president. I didn't want to go cliche and say president. So POTUS stands for Preparing Our Tomorrow Uniquely in STEM. And so they get their tuition paid. They get, of course, the stipend now, y'all know. They get travel because one of their requirements is to produce 2 pieces of scholarly work per year. So I pay for them to travel, to go to conferences to present, and where they need to go. I pay for their research supplies in order for them to do the research. They are mandated to go to the speaker series as part of their enrichment. They get their books paid for. So basically, our motto in POTUS, all they do is breathe and go to school. That's all I want them to do. So their expectation in terms of what you are required to do, they have another level that they're required to do in order to meet the requirements of being in POTUS. So the biggest thing is, really is, they are in the STEM area at the doctoral level.
And I think one other thing would be that POTUS is an actual program.
Yes.
Whereas the rest of you are not in a program.
Program,
You
yes,
just
it's an
work.
actual program.
That's the main
It's
difference.
a fellowship. But the other, everyone else, you are assisting, you're in a support capacity in an office.
Right.
Okay? They're actually in a program, the programmatic requirements. Okay? And then POTUS comes to me. Okay? Any questions?
Then I heard one other thing about teaching, because I know biology students may teach in the lab. That is done as a part of your assistantship, not in addition to. So it'll be okay for you all to teach, but you can't teach anything outside of that.
No, thank you. I think that's a good point. Yes. And we'll talk about it a little bit more POTUS when we stay for our additional, but yes, that, so that's clean my stuff here. Okay. I've got to also say is this is a contact sheet from my office. You can, Jasmine Jester, mark her name off. David raise your hand. David is in our office. Okay, just mark her name off. And David, the telephone number is the same. David, what is your, can you stand up and give them your email address or write it on the board or something? Come on, don't be shy. Come on, we gotta go to work a little bit. Okay, so mark out Jasmine Jester's names. Actually, you know what, David? No, we put the Title III on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay, that's okay. I know what they did. Okay, that's the Title III one. Okay, so just mark out Jasmine Jester's name, write in David, last name I-K-E-H. That's who David is. I-K-E-H. And that's the Title III. I forgot, we tried not to use that personal because they were getting bombarded. That's the Title III GA's email address. So if you need to get in contact with the GAs, that's the email address you use. I'm sorry, what's that? Okay. Talk about evaluation, time check. Okay, so okay, the speaker seminar. So the Graduate Student Speaker Workshop Series is a seminar I sort of briefly touched on when I said POTUS is required. Everyone else is highly encouraged. Okay, so we're planning right now, Ashton, that's all I want, for the fall and the spring speakers. So on this piece of paper before you leave, this is where you're gonna put the days that you can attend seminars. Seminars, that's what I thought. Well, you know, I ain't wanna say nothing. Seminars are we normally hold them twice, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. Sometimes we do the evening if we come down here, for students down here. But what I want you to do is just circle 2 of the days that you're free. We're gonna do majority, because what I try to do is schedule them on days that y'all can come. They're for y'all. And then the bottom here is for you all to give the names of some speakers that you may want to hear from. Okay? It can be discipline specific, or it could be someone you went to a conference and they were talking about graduate education or whatever. Doesn't matter, I don't care. Okay? And then we pile this together. When I go start looking at speakers, to bring speakers to come in, this is what I pull from. Or if it's a departmental one, I'll give it to the department. Remember I said I give the department's money to also bring speakers in. Because where that came from is on the evaluation, which I also forgot to say. Let me pin that. In April, when your supervisors get an evaluation for you all also get an evaluation on me and my staff and all this, okay? And so to be for me and my office in terms of how we are serving you all. It's a two-way street. Customer service, any of y'all know been in my office, customer service is past 100. It's on like 150. You'll never come to my office and not get the proper service. I can tell you, I speak from my domain, okay? But it may be something that we miss. Sometimes you do things you don't realize you didn't do something right? So you all evaluate us. A couple of years ago on that evaluation, some of the students said that majority of the speakers that I was bringing in were too broad. They were like, we want somebody talking about engineering, we want somebody talking about physical therapy, we want somebody talking about business administration. So then I started giving monies to departments. So they now have, like biology brings a speaker in every Friday. Physical therapy brings speakers in maybe like 3-4 times a year, like 3-4 times a year. Engineering normally keeps theirs to the end, and there's a big conference at the end of the year, and they bring speakers in, right? I started giving money to the department. So if you put somebody on there that does business administration, education, whatever, it doesn't matter, then we will assist the department to try to help find that person. Okay? So that's what that's for. If you have any speaker, a topic, something like, where's Tamara? Tamara is in biology, but Tamara wants like a business side. Like, she likes biology, but she wants like that business. She wants to be like a corporate business person, make a lot of money, right? So she's asked me, can we bring somebody in here that's an entrepreneur, that's somebody in corporate America? Sure we can. We gotta do that this year. Find somebody, okay? I had a student who, when we funded chemistry, got a chemistry degree, and she went to cosmetology school. First, when she came in front of me and said that, I hit the roof. I mean, I have $1 million on you, and you going to cosmetology school. And you said, oh no, maybe Dr. Tyler, wait a minute. I want to own my own business. I want to have my own chemical hair for natural hair products. So now she had the chemistry part. She wanted to go learn about hair. That was phenomenal. Okay? So think out the box. This is for you all. Now, it's not just for you all. You know, all graduate students are invited to the seminars. But I take my fee from you all. Y'all are cream the crop. Okay? I do allow them to get input at the seminar, but I like to initially get it from you all. What is that you all want to hear, subject-wise, from a person, whatever. Okay? We'll try to get them in here. All right? That's what this is for. We need this before you do. Okay? And then the social activity one. We need this for you, Lee. I've been trying to do this probably for the last 4 or 5 years. We almost had it the first year, but it didn't come to fruition. That every time we get together, and you know what I forgot to do? What did I forget to do? Introduce. Introductions. Okay, we're gonna stop right here to do that. So, this came about because some of y'all came to me like, we don't always just want to get together and be talking about expectation, all this stuff. We want to hang out. We want to have a good time. Of course, as you heard Dr. Sims say, we came no alcohol and no food. So it'd be at your own cost, but we will do the footwork to try to get it together. For us to come together, where's a movie, Top Golf, you know, Bar Louise, whatever y'all like. We will help get that together so we can come together sometimes and just as a family, as a GA family, and commune. That's a good word. I like that word, commune. Okay? That's what this is for. Fill this out if you're interested. If you're not, fine. Not commune, we're still gonna love you. But if you want to commune, then we will do the footwork to get that together. Okay? That's what this is for. All right, so if you don't mind, or if it says other, put some other stuff on there or whatever, and then we'll try to get that together. Come together with a family, a GA family, okay? That's what this is. Any questions? Y'all been talking a lot. No questions? Oh, I've been that thorough? Hey. That's good. Any questions from my supervisors and my, right? Yes.
I just want to make sure you said, I know that they will have a chance to evaluate you and your staff. They will also have a chance to evaluate us as well, correct?
They do not.
They don't? Okay.
We probably can add that. I'm sure probably, some of them probably won't to. Say that again? Yeah, I can say, of course I ain't gonna call a name, you know, and I want y'all to come to me. I've had students come to me where they have had some issues with their advisor. They have. And after they tell me, then my job, I typically go to the advisor and say, you know, how we gonna work this out. That's typically how it's done. But we can do that. I always think of you all as being encapsulated with me and your advisor, you know. And sometimes students can't talk to advisors or whatever, but yeah, we can do that, we can add that, yeah. Yeah. No questions, no more questions? No more questions? Okay, all right. Again, GA, time check. 11. Oh, good. 15 minutes. Okay, GA contracts, again, like Dr. Sims explained, she left something out. She sort of said it, but some of y'all may have caught it. Not only is it because of the increase we're doing that, our grant year goes from October 1 to September 30. So really, that's really why you're getting a 1 month contract, because we can't cross October 1, right? For those of you all who have been with us, you already bumped up to September 30, so you won't have that 1 month. If you are new, that's why you have the 1 month contract, because we cannot cross October 1, okay? That's our grant cycle here. Everything is October 1 to September 30, okay? So your current contracts and let me also say this, those of you all who are on 1 month contract, that's still at the old rate. It's not until October 1st that the increase will take effect, okay? So when you get to 1 month, this ain't right. They say we're gonna pay $3,000, this ain't $2,100. Okay, the 1 month is still in this year, the next program year is when it's gonna take effect, okay? So the 1 month contract you sign will be at $1,800 for master's, $2,100 for doctoral. It's October 1st is when your new contract will reflect the new amount. Oh wait, hold up.
If you left for the summer and came back, you're gonna do a 1 month contract?
Yes.
Like for the third years, we graduate in May. Is that contract in April 30th?
Typically May 30th.
May 30th. You'll get your last check on May 30th.
Yes.
Okay.
And we do that because in May, you're still doing stuff. You're graduating, you have an interview, yeah. So it typically goes to May 30th. Okay, so that's the contract due date, 1 month, and then you will either go from October 1 to May 30 typically, or October 1 to September 30, if you're on a 12 month. You're working through the summer, okay? And that's the negotiation. POTUS will always be 12 months unless you're graduating, or unless you are engineering. Typically they go out and do internships. Everyone else depends on how your supervisor wrote the GA requirements. Some of them wrote for 9 months, some of them wrote for 12 months, okay? So that's not us, that's them who set the parameters based on what they want you to do in their office, okay? But again, with a good evaluation, don't worry about it, you'll come back, right? Direct deposit, okay? We don't do mail no more, nobody really does mail, okay? So if you are new, go over to payroll. I would advise y'all to do this now. Go to payroll and tell them you want to be set up for direct deposit. Otherwise, your check will be snail mail, whereas the other people will get paid sometime the day before it's in your account. You all will be waiting, because you only get paid, you get paid once a month, end of the month. So let's just use April 30th. You won't get your check until April 15th, because they're going to mail it. They're going to get a snail mail. So you gotta print it, They gotta put it in the envelope, they gotta put the stamp, run through, gotta take it down to the post office, gotta get in the mail, mailman gotta bring it to your house, you gotta get it. Then you gotta go to the bank. Go to payroll. All right, go to payroll. It'll be in your account, no matter if you were here, you gotta worry about it. Go to payroll, okay? There's a form you need to send. Who has been? POTUS, who's been? Payroll, who's been? You been?
Yeah.
What do you take with you?
Check or
Check
Social
stuff,
security card.
Social Security card, ID, and probably your, check stuff for your routing and account number. Okay?
Or if you can look up the number and.
You can look it up, tech savvy, go on your account, all bank account, you get like, yeah. But they're gonna need a routing account number, Social Security card, and ID.
If you do not have a checking account, then your bank can provide you with a letter that you can take.
Okay, who does not have a checking account? Okay. Verify they work here? So they need to have that, or some
I mean,
banks?
the checkbook.
If you don't have checks,
That's what I'm getting.
Okay, if you don't have checks, so what they're saying, if you don't have a check, okay, if you don't have a check, then you gotta, let me y'all, hold up. If you don't have a check, a physical check, then you gotta go to your bank and get something.
they'll know what you're talking about. When I say it, they're like, okay.
Okay, all right. So take that with you so you ain't have to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Go and do that. So you get your money, okay? Program changes, we talked about it was an increase in money. That was a big surprise. Yeah, that's a good surprise, right? Yay! Thanks to y'all past POTUS people, because they have to do interviews also when they leave out. And 2 years straight, I heard that. It's just getting so expensive to live in Nashville. You know, your money is taxed. Let me say that. I work for IRS. Your money is taxed. You will get a W-2 in the mail that you will need to file taxes. Okay? Right? And so by the time you are getting taxed at $2,100, most majority was like 19. You bring home 19. But heck, one bedroom now is like $1,400 a bedroom. It's so expensive. So I felt really compelled this last class that graduated out. I was like, yeah, we probably do time. So I put that proposal together and gave it to Dr. Sims, and she approved it. So I really appreciate her and Ms. Seward as associate assistant director for approving that. So it should put you all in a little better, comfortable position. Okay. And then last but not least is evaluation. I need y'all to sign this before you leave out. POTUS, you know you remain.
POTUS will wait on.
Oh yeah, y'all can wait on y'all. POTUS can wait on y'all. Everyone else, I need y'all to do this. Okay, so it's like 5 things, non-POTUS, that I need from you all before you leave. You can bring them up front, you can have stacks up here. That's my mom, everybody. That's Sunday morning. So you give it to my mom, Sheila, myself, whatever we need. You stack those here, okay, before you leave, non-POTUS. Any questions? Any questions?
So on the Martia shoes, that's different, like I put my checking information, that's different than payroll for your refund. Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so I still would have to go.
Yes, unfortunately, we're not a camp where everything's interconnected and people talk to people.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. So you can give to one department, the other department will know what you're talking about.
Right.
Don't forget to do the introduction. Yes, stop. Yes, thank you, Marjorie. Yes, thank you. Okay, that was my fault. That was my fault. So as we finish out, everybody know we start on time, we end on time. But before we go, I've got to do this. We're gonna start here, go back, come across, go front. We wanna know your name and your department. And then just real quickly, nothing describing, start thinking about it now. Just one little, I can't believe, I don't know if they know this about me kind of thing. Name, department, your level, master doctoral, just one little small thing about you. Come on, let's go.
My name is Douglas Hubbard. I'm in the physical therapy doctoral program. I went to UTK undergrad.
Okay.
But like, come as fast as not My name is Chris. I'm in the physical therapy program as well. I went to UT Martin, but I quit football there and went to MTSU.
And you undergrad or what? What's your?
Physical therapy. Doctorate.
Okay.
Sorry.
Project so people in the back can hear you.
You gonna do Spanish for real?
I'm Denise. I am physical therapy and I speak Spanish.
Okay, and what's your undergrad?
Oh, lip skin. And
Undergrad?
No, I'm graduate, sorry.
Your doctor level? Okay.
Sorry.
She took Spanish.
Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm a doctoral student. I'm in biology. A lot of people probably know me. I was the adjunct here for a year in anatomy.
Ladies first.
Hey everybody, my name is Alexandra Stewart. I'm in the doctoral program, physical therapy, and I also went to TSU for undergrad. And me and Dr. Tyler are both AKAs.
Yeah. We the same chapter. So let me tell you real quick. So we in meetings, people call me by the first name. I walked to the first and I said, "You are not to call me by my first name."
I'm Ashton. I'm a doctorate PT student, and I just got engaged. That's my fun.
My name is Janae. I am a drama student with physical therapy. Fun fact, they probably already know this, but I lived in Australia and hit a kangaroo with my car.
Oh my
My name is Roger Clay. I'm a doctoral student in physical therapy. Fun fact about me, I guess, I don't know if you call it fun, it's not fun for me, but I'm an older student. 41 years old. I'm 4. Don't give me add an extra year. And I have 5 wonderful children.
That's a bow right there.
I'm Eileen. I am a PhD student, Department of Biology. Interesting fact. I crochet. I used to play the viola for 7 years. I played with the Virginia Symphony and yeah, I was really artsy. Well, still artsy, but I have some music composition in my head sometimes. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Anita Scales. I'm a PhD student in biological sciences. Fun fact, I like to write and read. Yeah, we both went to Norfolk State.
Okay.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kayla Bonner. I am a doctoral student in biological sciences, and my fun fact, I collect vinyl records.
That's coming back. That is coming back.
Good morning, my name is Mike Carter. I'm a doctor of physical therapy student. Fun facts, let's see, I like cats.
Ladies first.
My name is Portia, spelled just like the car, master's degree, HPSS. Fun fact, I love glitter.
Hello, everyone.
Hello everyone, my name is DeQuanta Sandifer. I am getting my master's in business administration with a concentration in supply chain management. Fun fact about me is your best rewards are the people you help become successful. I say that because that's a quote that I live and go by. That's actually what I created. I Googled it, so no one has to play it.
Love that.
And what was this department again? What's your department?
Master's of business administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm Mahit Rathod. I'm a PhD counseling psychology student. I'm from India, and I won't say fun fact, I want to say I'm so happy about the stipend that I
Hello everyone, my name is DJ Wiggins. I'm originally from Alabama, and I'm a doctoral student in biological sciences. And a fun fact, this is my 3rd HBCU that I
Ohio. I'm doing my doctorate in educational leadership, and a fun fact about me is I drove for the Ghana Track and Field Olympics.
My name is Amanda Ruff. I'm in the doctoral program in biological sciences. I guess a fun fact is that I really like to garden. I have about 9 avocado trees. It takes a long time.
Everybody's like, oh, can I have one?
Hi, my name is Amber Link. I'm a student in the Master of Public Health Department. I went to UT Knoxville from undergrad, but I guess a fun fact, I worked for Tyson Foods for a year and a half. So I killed chickens for a year and a half.
You want to get out?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nancy Tyler Brown. This is my daughter, one of 3 daughters that I'm very proud of. And I'm retired from social work.
My name is David Dike. I'm getting my master's in computer science, concentrating in cybersecurity and networking. I wouldn't say a fun fact, but I have this quote I normally use. Because you're doing a lot doesn't mean you get a lot done. So that's something.
Hey. Wish I had a cool quote. My name is Allison Hotz. PhD counseling psychology. I'm from Memphis. I was also a thrower in college, track and field. And fun fact, I'm a twin. No, he's a boy.
I wish they would tell me where the station, that's what I really need to know.
No, okay, let's stop. You got the POTUS, this is all POTUS right here.
Yeah, okay.
POTUS. No, you with, Dr. Guthrie?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Robert?
Okay. You and Dr. Guthrie?
No, he's with Robert.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to remember myself. What is it again?
Dr. Humber.
Yeah, Hemmendahl. Mm-hmm. Yep. Tracy Stewart? No, Tiffany Stewart. I said Tracy. Tiffany Stewart. Belafonte Stewart. My POTUS. Dr. Nettle. Oh wow, I always forget that. Dr. Nettle, Dr.
Okay.
Keith Dave was with me. Dr. Guthrie. Yes. Okay, now we start. I'm sorry, Martin.
Sorry about that, but I just need to.
That's okay, right, because she needs to put a face to the name.
Hi, I'm Harifa Hendrickson. I am a PhD counseling psych. I'm with Dr. Abo. Fun fact about me, photography is my side hustle. Yeah. Look me for your green shoes.
Good day. My name is Stacey Ann Baker, and I'm a PhD candidate in the Public Administration and Policy program here. And fun fact about me is I'm from Jamaica. That's as fun as it gets. And I'm fluent in cocktails, if you want to know.
Where you work for, Stacey Ann?
Oh yeah, I work for Stewart and Dr. Bursips.
Okay.
My name's Lizzie. I am in the PhD counseling program with, I think, just those 2 people. I'm working with Dr. Guthrie, and fun fact, I've done research on free condoms.
Hey guys, my name is Amanda. I'm in the HPSS department with Portia, that's Human Performance Sports Science, getting my master's. And a fun fact, kind of fun, I have 3 teenage daughters.
That's going to be hard to follow. No kids. My name is Wendy Wilburn. I work with Dr. Martin. I'm a doctoral student in biological sciences. And fun fact, I've never had to learn how to ride a bicycle.
Wow.
I grew up on a horse.
My name is Kira Bryant. I'm a Nashville native in the Computer Information Science Engineering program, Systems Engineering program. I love the garden. I love the fish. That's it.
PhD.
Yes, PhD.
Hi everyone, my name is Lois Jones. I am a third year PhD counseling psych. I'm with Dr. Abo and Mrs. Chun who stepped out. And fun fact, well, I guess I could, oh, thank you. I was gonna say, but I guess I can say I was a college athlete as well. I played golf in undergrad, I went to UAB and
Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Joseph. I'm with Title III Administration, Dr. Verse Sims. I am a third year counseling psych PhD student. Fun fact, I love anime, so.
Hello everyone, my name is Deshaun Keys. I am getting my Master's of Education and Instructional Leadership. Fun fact, classically trained and 8 different instruments.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lamar Paul. I'm a second year student, PhD student in Computer Information Systems and Engineering. Fun fact, when I'm not doing engineering work, I'm composing music for film. So.
My name is Brianna. I'm a third year PhD student in the counseling psych department. Fun fact, I love the snow. I love
let her tell you where she's from, that's why she said that.
I'm from Spokane, Washington. That's right, yeah.
I'm like Spokane, Washington. Miss Tamara.
You get 2 back here.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Tamara Martin. I am a PhD candidate in biology. I graduate this December. And since they had to tell everyone that they are AKAs, I'm a Delta. I don't know that shade.
Hello, my name is Eric Boyd Johnson. I am a master's student in chemistry. I'm working with Dr. Martin. Fun fact, I'm a Kappa.
Okay, so I know I need to see you. If you are less than 9 credit hours, instead of, because we short for time a little bit, I don't need to talk to you, but know by the end of late registration next Friday, I'm gonna need you to have 9 credit hours. Let me also answer the question of someone real quick. It's very important for you all when you graduate. We do not make you take courses you don't have to take, okay? POTUS has to turn in the program and study to me. So what happens is when I go check you have less, I will call you. I will get with your advisor. If in fact there's no classes for you to take or you're at the end of your dissertating, you are allowed to take less than a 9 and a 6. Okay? Do not take any classes, especially those of y'all that have to pay for tuition. Do not take classes if you don't have any classes to take or you're at the end of your time. Okay? You have to just communicate that with me. It will be verified. And if it is, then if you only have 3 hours to take to graduate, then we're not going to force you. That's just wasteful money. Okay? I forgot about your question. Any questions from me? Again, next Friday, late registration starts Monday. For those of you all who don't pay your tuition, you have until next Friday, the end of late registration, to get to 9 hours when you check again. Go to payroll for new students. I think that's it. Any questions from me before we adjourn? Polish, take your 15-minute break. Oh, please, water, juice. There's more juice. Don't worry about that juice. There's more juice underneath. There's coffee, donuts. Please, partake. Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all.